Greetings gamers, Nexus here. Cyberpunk has been getting a lot of heat recently and most of it is justified. It's a buggy mess in its current state and the performance on last gen consoles is just abhorrent, making it unplayable for many base PS4 and Xbox One owners out there. PC gamers aren't completely safe either, as even the best offerings from Nvidia and AMD can't run the game at max settings at a stable 60 frames per second. But what if I tell you this video is not about ranting on the game and its issues, and rather a positive one? I'll save my ranting for another video, so I assume you're here because you read the title of the video, and yes, what I'm about to tell you is true. You can, in fact, play the game at pretty high settings without spending too much money. So, let's jump into it. Cyberpunk was released on all major gaming platforms, and one of those platforms is Google Stadia. Now, not a lot of people are covering how the game is actually running on Google's game streaming platform, and to my surprise, it's doing really well, but there are strings attached to it, so let's just get that out of the way first before we delve deep into the performance side of things. So to make good use of Stadia, there are two basic requirements. Number one is having a good internet connection, and number two is living in a country that has the Stadia services available. I will provide the link to the list of countries that support Stadia in the description below. If you tick both of these boxes, then I can happily inform you that you can play Cyberpunk to its fullest potential without worrying about what kind of hardware specs you're running. The game will offer two modes. The first one is performance mode, where the game will be streamed at 1080p 60 frames per second, and by doing a bit of research I found out that the frame rate holds quite well. The other option is quality mode, where the game can be streamed at 4K but at 30 frames per second. So if visuals are what matters to you and not the frame rate, and you want to experience Night City in all its ray-traced glory, then this setting is for you. Now the main thing is the cost, and fortunately this method of playing the game comes in very cheap, considering what an actual good PC will cost you to run the game on similar settings. Coming in at just $60 for the game, plus $10 if you want to use the features of Stadia Pro, this is a very cost-efficient way of experiencing Cyberpunk 2077 at max settings without having to worry about downloading the game or even keeping it up to date with the latest patches, as everything is handled offsite on Google's servers. You just pay for the game and start playing it. I've played for more than 40 hours of Cyberpunk at this point on my PC, and when it's not buggy, it really is one hell of a game with a lot of content waiting for you even after you finish the main campaign. And if you're itching to get in the game yourself and don't want to pay a whole lot of money for a next-gen console or a new graphics card, assuming you can even find one at this point, playing Cyberpunk 2077 on Google Stadia is a very viable option at the moment. Let me know in the comments below if you are still on the fence about getting Cyberpunk 2077, and if so, why? I'd love to hear what you have to say. My full review of the game will also be out once I play a considerable amount of the game, as I want my review to accurately represent what's actually good about the game and what's not, without skipping any crucial content. And with that, we have arrived to the end of this video. Like it if you found this information helpful in any way, and please make sure to subscribe so you'll never miss out on any future videos. Lastly, I stream on Twitch from Monday to Thursday, so follow me there and say hi whenever I'm live. I'd love to meet you all. This has been Nexus. Stay informed, gamers. Godspeed.